Welcome back, folks. Me, Phil Terrell. You're watching the final part of the Sonic CD Let's Play. So, Metallic Madness Zone. The main hazards that are going to kill you are the obstacles, the stage hazards, not so much the enemies. The enemies can do some damage, but the stage hazards are what you want to be careful about. I won't be getting any more Metal Sonic holograms because he's already beaten. There's no more torturing of animals by Metal Sonic. I'm not going to get the roboticizers either because at this point, I already got all the time stones, and this was before my little recording error. But yeah, so I won't be getting all those. If you want to see the roboticizers, you'll have to find those on your own or search good old YouTube or the internet for that information. But I digress. So, Metallic Madness Zone, if you stick to the upper path like I'm trying to, which I'm about to mess up here in a minute, you'll go through this level relatively quickly. If you go towards the middle section, you'll still get through it pretty quickly, but I like to try to stay towards the upper path. The lower path is a little bit it's quite a bit slower, I think. It's been a while since I've gone to the lowest path, so I don't exactly remember, but I do remember it being significantly slower in my opinion. From what I do remember. I digress, so I apologize. But we're almost done with it. I'm about to beat this level in a minute, in like under 40 seconds, I believe. But Metallic Madness Zone Act 1 is not very difficult, and the Japanese soundtrack for Metallic Madness Present is probably my favorite out of all the Metallic Madness tracks. But we're going to go to Act 2, and we're going to have the US soundtrack for the rest of the game, and it should be glorious. One thing I'm glad that Sonic Mania did do between Act 1 and 2 is they kept the same background. I want to say that other than Scrap Brain Zone, Sonic CD's last level transitions the background to a different background, so that was a nice thing that they did in Sonic CD. But the gimmick for Act 2 is there's going to be a shrink laser towards the second half of the level, which I absolutely hate in this version. In the original Sonic CD, I don't like it. It's also probably the longest level. I don't necessarily remember ever being able to beat this in a very quick time on my own, unless I use a guide or sorts, but it's been a long time since I speedrunned Metallic Madness. That was very stupid to me. Metallic Madness Zone Act 2. But yeah, the bombs are probably going to be one of the more dangerous enemies because when they explode, they take a large amount of area with their explosions. And the main thing about Metallic Madness Zone Act 2 is you're just going to have to navigate through some mazes, through some places that are not going to allow you to go very quick. These pistons will shoot you up, but I'm going to land right on the bomb because, you know, that's just how I roll. No pun intended, since Sonic uses a spin dash. We're almost to the shrinker laser part, What did I say? Shrinker laser part. So, continue down here. Go down here. Jump down here. We're almost to the leg part. Right here. So, just jump on these legs, on the opposite ones that are not moving, and then you will send the legs moving. You might be able to make this without doing this, provided if you do a good enough dash on the incline and jump right before the spikes, but then you got to worry about the bomb right here. Not fun. So go through here, hit the shrink laser, you'll shrink, you'll have the same, invincibility. You'll still have the ability to take a hit with the rings. Just because you're small does not mean you're automatically going to die. I'm getting very stuck right there, and continue up here. And what you want to do is you want to be very careful here because you can kind of get frustrated and stuck like I'm about to right here with this red spring. You need to hit it like towards the right and then move towards the right very quickly. That way you don't hit the yellow spring, and it will launch you right back here. So don't do this what I'm doing. Try to hit the right side and hold right so you can get out of that little tricky situation. So go down here. And you want to be very, very cognizant of where you're going at the end, because you can get tricked and go through a gate and it will put you right back in this loop maze of sorts. So here, don't go through that gate, go left. Go through here, follow the path left. There'll be this big giant red bomb from Sonic. I don't know what that enemy's called. Maybe Future Phil can add that in. But go through here, unshrink yourself, and then go into the pipe right here. And we're going to go up here, and then the last obstacle is going to be these spike platforms that will drop down. If you time your jumps really well when you're going through the gaps with no spikes, you can get out of here by the third platform. So here's the second one. Jump on top of it really quick. Pay very close attention where the third hole is on this platform. Jump through it and jump quickly out to the right. And you're done with Metallic Madness Act 2. Probably my third least favorite level. And I'm only saying third least favorite because Wacky Workbench Act 1 and 2. Now, an interesting thing about Metallic Madness Zone is this is supposed to be Robonik's base on the little planet. So if you get a good feature here, he just suddenly decides to make everything beautiful. He's like, ah, you know what? Sonic's making good features here. I guess I'll just make my base all cute for the sheep and rams. And there'll be plants and fountains everywhere with my buzzsaws. Ha ha ha! He'll never make it alive. Because he'll be distracted with the fountains. But anyways, I'm sorry about that little digression. But that's a bottomless pit below, and so you want to make sure you get through there really, really, really carefully. I'm surprised I got through there as quickly as I did, as easily as I did. So go into this room right here. You need to take out these 3 fireflies. I'm going to be able to take out all 3, I believe, without getting hit. So that's awesome. When they start flashing, that's when you want to jump and try to jump like over them if you're able to, or jump in directly to the left or right of them. Don't jump underneath them, otherwise you'll get hit by a laser. And that's not good. After killing 3, you'll be able to get through here, which is the boss. And you can easily abuse the heck out of this boss fight by using your invincibility frames. I'm going to attempt is the key word, to not get hit if I want to fail. I'm going to get frustrated and use my invincibility frames to hit him the 4th time. So you want to hit him when those spinning blocks around him kind of spread out to where there's a gap in the edges of him, and then hit him like that. But unfortunately, I'm going to let my eagerness get the better of me. I'm just going to use my invincibility frames right there. And this boss fight is really easy if you do this. It's a lot harder if you try to do it without getting hit. So right here, I'm going to attempt to try it again. We're going to see how it goes, and it didn't work out very well. But if you time that jump really well, you can bounce on top of him and then take out 1 more of those. So 2 more hits and he'll be done. Be very careful, don't get skewered by those fins or whatever they are. I call them blocks, but I guess more in reality they're fins. So just watch out. Right there, boop, hit him again, and he's on his last one. He'll try to pogo spring on top of that last one, so that'll be your opportunity to hit him. So just wait, unless you just do not care about trying to avoid getting hit and you just want to abuse invincibility frames. So right here, this is the easiest way to take out his last hit. You'll destroy Robonik's little device here, and then Amy somehow ran all the way through Metallic Madness Zone and met up with us. We're going to be greeted to the ending. And it's pretty awesome. Metallic Madness Zone is blowing up. Sonic's going to take Amy and jump all the way off the little planet, 500,000 feet above the Earth's safety of ground below, and leave her behind. And then the little planet's going to be broken from the chains that bind it, be sent back in the air. It's going to give us the good ending by showing Sonic's face, and that'll be it. So we got the good ending because the little planet's thanking us. If you get the bad ending, it will be green, but Robonik will use a time stone to go back in the past and undo everything we did. So that's the bad ending in a nutshell. But with that, what do I think about Sonic CD? Well, Sonic CD, I feel it's a super easy Sonic game from the perspective of the enemies don't really endanger you a lot, and the levels themselves, in my opinion, aren't super hard here. There's not a lot of bottomless pits, if any. The only bottomless pit I can think of is at the end of Metallic Madness Act 3, right before the boss. So there's not a lot of bottomless pits you have to worry about. I think the hazards are more the crushing hazards, the drowning hazards, and Tidal Tempest, and just the frustrating part of Wacky Workbench. Soundtrack, super amazing. I love both soundtracks to death. There's certain tracks I like more than others, of course. Introduction of Metal Sonic I thought was really well done. I loved it, even though this race gives me anxiety sometimes, especially since I felt like I beat that race like in like a split second. An all or nothing gamble with the figure 8 dash. The inclusion of Amy. Amy's not my favorite character in Sonic games, of course, by far. But I felt like she was a good addition overall. And I like old school, I guess classic Amy, her the way she looked versus now. Uh, but yeah, um, what's next? Well, still working on Final Fantasy VIII. I think I'm going to either continue this Sonic and Sonic Marathon, Sonic 2 or Sonic 3. We'll see how that goes, or I might try something different. Um, kind of tempted to try a different game, but I'm really digging the Sonic Marathon. I don't know. I really don't want to play all the Sonic games and then that's all I really have to go, but we'll see. I might try something different. I still got to re-record a certain part of um, Symphony of War because recording errors, but hopefully there shouldn't be any more recording errors. I've already taken care of that. But on that note, folks, I will check you on the next one later and bye. Oh, and I'm too cool. All right, later, guys.